Alrighty, hey guys, I'm going to do this awesome backtest that Paul recommended to me. He backtested it and we're gonna be comparing results pretty much. Now this backtest is gonna be a lot stricter. There's gonna be very little room for very little grace per se. So we're just gonna trade this as we would, and we're doing regular trading hours only. We're not doing electronic, so we're gonna be trading only New York hours during very liquid session pretty much, and sticking to just the best times pretty much. So that being said, we can go ahead and get started on this guy. I don't have much to work with besides we're breaking up on the monthly and we're going to continue our delivery. That's all I got. On the 4 hour, we had multiple breaks up, and a fractal reaccumulation to some extent. And at this point, let's start looking for accumulation, probably around this high. We had one breakdown, likely to continue pushing higher. And on the 20, we're actually undergoing accumulation right now. So if we get a strong push up and a little bit of sideways, this is kind of not too strong of a push up, but there you go. We're just now coming into the new session, new year. So there's going to be a lot of volatility, whatever's going on here. So at this point, just let this market deliver. We accumulated and we're in delivery. And now we're going for momentum break one. If we look at the 4 hour, same thing, rebuilding this reaccumulation to take out this high right here. On the hourly accumulation, on the 20, we want accumulation going for momentum break one. So on the 5 minute, if we get a strong push up. Okay, and we are starting to sideways here. I'm just going to take another look at this. 4 hour building up, take out this high. Accumulated, going for momentum break one. On the 20, we're actually undergoing accumulation right under this guy, fractally. So if you want to look at accumulation momentum break one, or we can look at fractal accumulation just within this area. I'm going to have to cut this video short. Well, not for you guys, but I'm going to have to take a break here in just a little bit because I got to go travel. But we're going to do static, 1% risk. I think that's good. Let's see if we get a new low generated, and we do. So I'm going to tighten this up just a little bit. I wonder how many contracts we're opening up here. 17 contracts? That's not too bad, actually. Actually quite well. Fall back down, but then we get tapped in. Move into full BE. Take a BE on this guy. Cool. Wait for a strong buildup. Okay, and we just gap up. Analysis was on spot. And oftentimes you're gonna, that's just gonna happen. Okay. So that breaks up. I'm gonna wait for this thing to come down to around here. Let this market go. And once again, we gap up. We completely miss our entry. So now I'm starting to get a little curious because I trade pre-market. And unfortunately, this is far past pre-market. So we underwent accumulation, momentum break one. Really two. I don't like this one. Going for 3. And on the 20, we underwent. Oh, this is kind of crazy. We're a little extended, aren't we? 20 accumulation, momentum 1, 2, 3, 4. At this point, I want to see this market collapse. I'm sorry, but I just can't trade any of this. It's probably going to deliver. Unfortunately, it's just me following rules. Unless I miss something. Accumulation, momentum 1, 2, 3, 4. But then you can look at the fractals within here, which all this is accumulation. I mean, you just have beautiful entries. Push up, come down, baseline right here, and baseline right here. Unfortunately, just gonna have to let this guy go. Accumulation momentum 1, 2, 3, 4, but I want to see it come down to around here. And just let it go. This market's gonna deliver. Look at how shit this is. Accumulation momentum 1, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need to see this thing come down here. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Finally. Okay. We don't trade extended markets. Okay. What if, right? But now if you go and test the same idea of, oh, we're on momentum break 5, I can still catch money out of this. It's like, okay, good luck. Let's see how you do. Accumulation, momentum 1, maybe 2, 3, 4, fails to deliver on the 5th. So because it worked in just this one single scenario, what makes you think it's always going to do that? And if you go study not super crazy trending markets like these, which is most of the markets only trend about 10% of the time, you're going to realize that, well, you're going to fuck yourself. So what just happened? We broke down. We're undergoing accumulation. Hourly on the 20. Undergoing accumulation as well. So small, strong push up and then a little bit of sideways and I'm in. Strong push up, falls back down. At this point, we're probably looking at something else. Okay, hourly still accumulation at this point. Oh, my bad. Accumulation at this point. Actually, this is a little low. I don't like that. There we go. Accumulation at this point on the 20. We effectively underwent accumulation right around here. Gonna wait for price to come just a little further down. There we go. Hourly, we just underwent accumulation, right? Some sort of fractal accumulation. Accumulation going for momentum break 1. Kind of. And then on the 20, we underwent accumulation going for momentum break 1. So on the 5 minute, we get a strong push up, faced with a little bit of sideways. Strong push up, give me that sideways. That's only 2 sideways candles, so I don't like that. And we're done looking. So this entire time, it's been 20 days and we've only taken 1 break-even trade. And it's not even a break-even because we have to pay for fees and commissions. Okay, hourly, we're undergoing accumulation. On the 20, we broke up, going for a momentum break 1. On the 5 minute, a strong push up, faced with a little bit of sideways, and we're in. We definitely get that, but not within any sort of reasonable range for us. Still undergoing accumulation at this point, right over this high, and on the 20, effectively, I'm not liking this. So all this is accumulation for me. Wait for this to come down lower to somewhere around here, and then I'm in. There we go. Effectively accumulation going for momentum break 1. So a little strong push up. Faced with a little bit of sideways, which we failed to get. Okay, now we're getting something. One more high, yep. And that's, you're gonna, actually, no. Notice how this bullishness wasn't enough. It didn't constitute any amount of buying. Now this, yeah. 2 candles. There we go. 1 more sideways. Perfect. Let's go look at the monthly. Delivering exactly how I anticipated this high to get taken out. 4 hour. Just let this thing do whatever it wants to. Clearly, we're just in full delivery. Fractal reaccumulation. Is it fractal? It is. And then on the hourly, we had breaks down, breaks down, breaks down, undergoing accumulation. So my anticipation, I'm just going to draw this out here, is this high right here. Jump down to 20. We are undergoing accumulation, momentum break 1, step down lower. We have a very beautiful strong push up, 2 to 3 very strong candles, and 3 candles sideways. Then jump down to 1 minute to find a tighter entry. You could even tighten this entry even more at this point. With the anticipation that you will get stopped out. As we start breaking back down, you can readjust your SL. And we're done. It was pretty while it lasted. Okay, wait for a rebuild back up. Hopefully we don't gap up. We're actually getting beautiful sideways right here, followed by, or preceded by very strong buying pressure. So hourly, undergoing accumulation on the 20. We underwent accumulation, momentum break 1, targeting this high right here. And on the 5 minute, we came back down very strong. We pushed up and we're going sideways. I'd take 1 entry here. Something like this, perhaps. Chances are, depending on what time it is, kind of depends, but full BE at this point. Okay, take a beautiful BE there. And we just gap down. Gonna delete everything to restart. Accumulation at this point. Falling back down, if anything. Accumulation at this point. If we look at the 20, we underwent accumulation. Going for momentum break 1, I could see this. No strong push up, so we're probably gonna miss it. Falls back down. Give me sideways. Sideways. There we go. Getting 3 candles sideways. If we look at that hourly, it kind of reminds me of this area right here. It looks exactly like that, right? We push back up and then we go sideways. We push back up and now we're starting to go sideways here. There's potential here. This could be the point where we just take off. Definitely low in the range. You won't see your traditional trader trading anything like this. I'd be willing to take a loss right here and then calling it quits. At full BE. Okay, we get gap down. And notice how the gap actually, it does gap you out. So that's really interesting, actually. So it does take into consideration slippage in a situation like that. Still undergoing accumulation. So on the 20, we had accumulation, momentum break 1. But it's kind of failing. Hopefully we fail further down. Accumulation, momentum break 1, going for 2. And we just deliver. Accumulation 1, 2, going for 3. Maybe if we fall down deeper, we could get a nice reset. But yeah. Just let this thing deliver at this point. You missed it and we couldn't do anything with it. For it to deliver, I love how it gaps up and never gets you in, because I'm sure there's entries in here for us. No, not quite. Okay. Hourly accumulation, momentum break 1 at this point. In line. Oh, look at this 4 hour that I had drawn earlier. There you go. Tapped into it. And on the 20, we underwent. I'm just going to get my very, very first good trade and then I'm going to have to head out. But on the 20, we underwent accumulation. Maybe momentum break 1 or 1, but then we broke back down. So accumulation at this point, I'd say. So if we get sideways, 1 more candle up and 2 sideways. Well, there you go. Gotta love the market open. Okay, let the thing go. Okay, it is what it is, and I said we're only trading New York, so. Accumulation, momentum break 1. Let this asset go. It's gonna suck. I'm not really a fan of this. I wouldn't consider this a breakdown. Accumulation, momentum break 1. This is just such a weird. I don't like this. And there is absolutely no entry here. So I wouldn't consider this a break right here. Accumulation moments, break 1, going for 2. And on the 20, we did break back down. Accumulation moments, break 1, going for momentum, break 2. So I'll just log that in here. 5-minute strong push up. Give me 3 candles of sideways, falls back down. Accumulation, momentum break 1, going for momentum break 2. And then on the 20, I'm going to say screw the models on the 20 because this range is so large. We're going to work with fractal models at this point. And it's just a decision that you have to make for yourself. Getting beautiful sideways after some really nice pausing here. It's honestly not the cleanest I've seen. Okay. Hourly accumulation, momentum 1, maybe 2 and 3, but both are valid. And then on the 20, we're actually undergoing accumulation at this point. It's not bad. And on the 5-minute, very strong push-up, sideways, likely to take this high out. And of course, it's going to gap us out, the spread or whatever. So what I'll do is I'll just replay. Gonna move this guy and move this guy. So we'll see if we got tapped. I have to decide whether this would be valid. Chances are it's going to stop us out. Okay, so break even. Toss on a break even there. But yeah, I'm not going to set up a buy stop right before market close. So we'll keep that as a rule for us. Just to keep it consistent. On the 20, we underwent accumulation. If we hold this low, we're going to be golden. Which we don't. So unfortunately, there's nowhere to really put an entry here. Effectively broke back down accumulation. If we hold this low here, this guy right here, we're going to be good. On the 5-minute, if I can get any sort of entry within this area, I'm good. Wait for a strong buildup. Give me sideways. That's good enough sideways for me, I'd say. Didn't really come back to the MA per se, but I like it. We'll look at the 4-hour here on the hourly. Hourly accumulation moments, break 1, going for 2. On the 20, accumulation, momentum break 1. It's not bad. It's a little extended on the 20, I'd say. Yep. That's what I wanted to see on the 20. Because we were like too far all the way up here. Like we were up here at time of entry. Now we came back down and resetting up hopefully. So like couple sideways candles. Build up sideways. There you go. 3 candles. 4-hour or hourly accumulation. 1, 2, 20. Actively undergoing accumulation. And you can just see the accumulation. Like boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. If this ain't accumulation, I don't know what is, right? And then we get this beautiful, very strong buildup, 3 sideways candles, which, like I said, I'm still working to define what I like to see in my entry, but okay, we get this low, and that's where we get tapped in. So I'm just gonna replay so we get in. Oh. I'm at full BE at this point. Take a full BE at this guy. And then market is actually about to reopen. So guess what's going to happen? Oh, One of the few times I'm wrong. That's why you don't trade news. Okay. As long as we hold this low, we're going to be so fine. And on the 20, I'm just looking for a rebuild back up. So this would be my quote-unquote reaccumulation. And actually, unfortunately, this was red news, but what kind of red news? That's not bad. That's not bad red news. This isn't a bad entry one bit. And if it runs... Oh, and a second one! Okay. I want to come look at this one. It might have been a little too low for me. Accumulation momentum 1, going for 2. And on the 20, yeah, I don't like this. We're far below the MA slipping down. Chances are I would have expected something like this. So let this guy go. And now we're within our range right here on the entry. On the 5 minute, even right here is an entry, right? And then we set up another entry. So this one likely, you'd still be in it if you're low somewhere like within here. I don't trade a 5 minute SL. I trade a 1 minute SL currently. I'm probably going to end up changing that at some point. I'd say this isn't half bad. I mean, we did get a new low here, which I like a lot better. It is what it is. I'm at full BE at this point. I like to manage at 1 to 3, which we actually already hit. So wait for us to come back to it. And that was just break even. Let me get in here and take my partial real quick. 50% at 1 to 3, and then the rest at BE. Cool. Okay. So it took us a whole month to make $2,000. that's shit, right? I don't want accumulation going for momentum break 1 right now, so likely to reset right around now. 3 candles sideways. We have 1, 2, falls back down, falls back down. It's very strong, beautiful. Even over this high, get tapped in, take a break even. I'm not gonna log it, too much work. Fall back down, build up right now. 3 candles sideways. There you go. Okay. Accumulation 1, 2. And on the 20, we underwent accumulation going for momentum break 1, which technically we already achieved at this high right here. But you could consider this as well, however you wanna do that. Chances are this one's gonna wick me out regardless, but it's all good. Part of the data collection. I'm gonna find the next low that's generated. Okay, I would have gotten tapped in. Looking at the time, you're in enough profit. And there's new market open, probably be. Actually, we did go a little bit. We're gonna let it go. Like I said, it's gonna be a way stricter back test. Accumulation momentum 1. Wait for a stronger build up. Build up sideways, 3 candles. Nope. This was relatively strong, and we do have the 3 candles here. Accumulation 1, 2, 20. Accumulation 1, 2. It's just kind of meh, you know? While this market is delivering, it doesn't mean you're going to make money. It's just the rules of the game, you know? It's just how it goes. Probably take a loss here. Very barely survive. Gonna move to full BE. Okay, well, my entry was supposed to be here. That's on me. Still BE, regardless. Wait for a new 5-minute setup. Strong Polish push. Almost had 3 candles sideways. Unfortunate. Didn't really come back to the MAs. If anything, we're hovering over them. Likely to come back down. And we didn't get any of that. So I'm going to have to do a lot more testing on this guy. Because it actually shows a lot more strength when it just kind of baselines and then continues going. I don't have a rule for the MAs. For example, if we look at other entries like this one, we do come back to the MAs. But on this one, we just kind of went sideways. So I'm going to have to do a little bit more research on that. But just looking back in general at good entries, it seems like the better entries do come back to the MA. Yeah, like these guys. So I'll have to look into this a little bit. Let me take a note of that real quick. We're gonna let it go. Just let this market continue delivering. Accumulation 1, 2. So we still got plenty of room to. Jesus, this market. Accumulation 1, 2. Nope. Finally 3. 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. Maybe 4. Accumulated. Still undergoing accumulation. Didn't really get sideways of any sort, so let this market continue going. Accumulation, likely going for momentum break 1 or all of this part of accumulation. And we fall off. Nothing to do. Undergoing accumulation at this point, hourly. Accumulation 1, 2, 3, and the 20 accumulation. Sideways, sideways. Stronger buildup. Come back to the MAs. We definitely do come back to the MAs. And this is almost like our protected low, I'd say. But this is a large flush. If anything, it'd be good to start looking for entries here. My bad. This is the protected low right here. Okay. So when I work with a really big range like this, I like to look at fractals. So accumulation on the hourly was at this point right here. We're on the 20. Accumulation, hopefully a deeper come down, like right around now. Yeah, this is shit. This is real bad. No. None of this. This is dog shit. Accumulation 1, 2, 3. Accumulated. Momentum break 1. I'm going to consider this a flush down accumulation. Wait for it to come back down. Maybe? This is a shit fucking price action. What the hell? Accumulation 1, 2, 3. And on the 20, we're having... Yeah, I'm going to consider this a flush down, even though it's not shit. Like, otherwise you're working with a range this large. Like, what? Okay. We'll just roll with it. At this point, we have accumulation 1, 2, 3. Going for 4. I'm not touching this market. Let it collapse. There we go. We collapse. And finally, we can restart our account. Because that was shit. God awful price action. Okay. Probably undergoing accumulation at some point within here. So we can step down lower and see what's going on. Underwent accumulation. Going for momentum break 1. So if we get a very strong push up. And then, which we don't. We just fall down. Then looking at this market, undergoing accumulation on the 20. Effectively underwent fractal momentum break 1, or accumulation momentum break 1. And if anything, if we want to look at fractal, accumulation at some point within here. Wait for a strong push up. Kind of three candles. We'll see if it delivers. It doesn't. Okay. And at this point, there's just nothing to work with. Accumulation right at this point. Which isn't bad, actually. If we get sideways right now. We'll see if we deliver on this guy. Seems like we do. What time was it? Yeah, it's definitely... What? Yeah, it's like two hours before red news. Or not red news, market close. Seems like we just... Oh no, we probably would have gotten tapped out on this guy. Let's see, entry by stop. Nah, fuck that. Let this thing go. We'll accumulate on the hourly, that's all we care about. Let it deliver and then come back down to you. Accumulation momentum break 1 on the 20. We're undergoing accumulation, probably just at this point. So wait for a strong build up. Oh, and there you go. That's your delivery. And right on market open. Wonderful, wonderful. So hopefully this one actually delivers because I got to head out here. Okay, well, I'm going to do a full top down for you guys though. Full delivery on monthly. We'll jump down to 4 hour right away. 4 hour, we did have one breakdown. Doesn't matter. I'm going to step down to the hourly, continue looking for longs. Hourly accumulation going for momentum break 1. On the 20, I do not like this 20 at all. On the 20, I was looking for accumulation here, fell back down, accumulation actually just within here. And then on the 5 minute, we had a wonderful, very strong push up, a little wicky, 3-way sideways candles. I don't know if we deliver. We do not deliver, damn it. Maybe a small partial here. No, I'm not even going to log this. It's shit. Okay. 20-minute accumulation going from momentum break 1. Can wait for a stronger push up. Strong push up. Didn't really get that sideways though. I want to see it like on the right hand side price. There we go. 1, 2. Effectively 3. And another one. Break even, break even. Wait for a stronger push up. Sideways right now. 1, 1, 2, 3. Oh my. Oh my. Well, there you go. That's the entry of a lifetime. And that makes up for all the trades you didn't take. Accumulation momentum break 1 on the 20. You are undergoing accumulation, going from momentum break 1. If you want to look at fractals, which you certainly can, it'd be something like accumulation momentum break 1. Right? Kind of. And then on the 5 minute, we have on the 5 minute, we have a very strong push up. We come back down at the MA's baselining, building up 3 highs, 3 consecutive highs. And we have a beautiful low right here. 33 contracts. That's fairly reasonable for taking entries that tight. Okay, so we didn't get tapped out. That was right to the pip. And you guys know I don't do that. So I'll just give it one extra pip. Something like that. Oh, I guess I didn't change it. There we go. Trying to be fair. I'm at full BE at this point. I don't know if we do. Oh my. Nah, that ain't even fair, yo. I don't expect us to go that far. Okay, fuck this. I'm not even gonna log this one. Fucking spread shit. It's so shit, guys. Fuck this. Excuse my language, but this is just so dumb. Accumulation moment to break 1. 20. Hang on. I'm getting a call. Give me a couple seconds. Alright. I just need to catch one good trade and I'm out of here. But yeah, I'm surprised how long it's taken to even catch a single trade here. We're already through February and not a single good trade. So we really gotta ramp things up here. 20 accumulation moment to break 1. But I don't like how large this range is. So we're gonna fractalize everything. Accumulation, going for moment to break 1. Strong push up, starting to go sideways. Strong push up, sideways for 3 candles, and that's your entry right there. What time is it? That's not bad. Given how fast we break even, I'm going to be changing my rules, or in the process of testing the rule changes for how late I can take entries, right? And if we're in a good amount of profit, so in this case, I would have done something like this with a low, perhaps something like that. Okay, well, that's not cool. 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Okay. Delete everything. We're good here. Yeah, it just kind of sucks. We get to miss the entire gap up. And at this point, accumulation moment to break at 1. And the market's fully delivered at this point. Like, what are you doing looking for a trade, right? Accumulation moment to break 1. And then on the 20, actually undergoing accumulation at this point. So perhaps if we get a strong push up and then some sideways. Strong push up, actually getting sideways right now. That's your entry. Take a BE. Kind of done. Done looking at this market. It's actually dog shit market. Broke back down, perfect, and now we're undergoing accumulation. If we look at the 4 hour, we had a breakup, nothing else. Undergoing accumulation on the 20-minute. Accumulation. Wait for this thing to deliver. Oh my god. Yeah, this thing's just gonna go. Let it go. Fuck that. Yeah. We're done. We're done. Every single thing is a gap up. Every single thing is a gap up. Good luck getting positioned right before the gap up. Like, you'd have to be trading right pre-market. No sideways builds up, but like maybe. Yeah, I don't like any of this. Just let the whole market go. This is where I just stay out. It's shit. Accumulation. Maybe 1, 2, going for 3. Underwent accumulation to some extent. Going for momentum break 1. So if we get a strong push up and sideways, I'll consider some. But this market is so shit. So shit. Look, every single move is a gap. Every single move is a gap, a gap, a gap. There's nothing here. And I'm done looking at this market. No, I'm not trading any of this. Accumulation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, who trades this? Okay, undergoing accumulation to some extent. And you're done. What? Okay, FX replay is broken now. Gotta love it. Let's see here. Says I have 298 days left. There we go. I'll wait for accumulation at this point. The 4 hour. We're starting to break down. So what I'll do is just wait for rebuild to back up. Undergoing this accumulation right now. On the 20, we underwent accumulation, going for momentum break 1. 5 minute. Just let this thing deliver. It's so shit. Let it just go. I'm not trading any of this. There we go. We fall back down, but now we actually break back down. Undergoing accumulation, fall back down, nothing to do. Undergoing accumulation. And on the 20, we have momentum break 1, going for momentum break 2 on the 5 minute. If we get some nice sideways, 1, 2. Not really sideways on that third candle. Strong push up, and we just gap up because, of course, that's how this market wants to move, just through gaps. So no, I'm not trading anything like this in real life. Accumulation, maybe momentum break 1. And then on the 20, we underwent accumulation, momentum break 1, going for 2. So maybe strong push up, give me sideways, falls back down. And then, of course, because that's only how this market moves, it gaps up. There's nothing here. Absolutely nothing here for us. I'm not touching any of this because it's so bad. Let it go. It's shit. I'm going to consider all this accumulation, momentum break 1, going for 2. And on the 20, we're undergoing accumulation at this very point, somewhere right here. One more sideways candle. Good enough for me. And just expect a loss. Okay, so that's your low. Just go back to this guy. Take a loss, nothing new here. Full BE. Still holding at BE. Gonna look to manage 50% somewhere around here. 50% to somewhere around here. Take off 50 now. Manage the rest on the 20. Chances are this market's gonna reaccumulate. Here, I'm gonna make sure my SL is really at BE. There we go. Okay. Just gonna manage the rest of this low. At this point, I think it's worth managing. How high are we? Yeah, 8RR. God, I love this platform. Okay, it was like 50% at a 1 to 4 or something, 1 to 3. Up to here. Okay, just take off 50. We're gonna gap up regardless. Move this all the way up and this all the way down because apparently it has no comprehension of spreads. There we go. And then the remaining amount, we're just gonna drag to here. 30 RR is crazy. Get taken out. There we go. And low-key, I'm kind of done. This market is just so bad. Who trades this? Accumulation, 1, 2, going for 3. Maybe a reset up. Undergoing accumulation just at this point. So on the 5 minute, we get a build up and sideways. I'm in. Build up, multiple candles sideways, but not. We kind of fell down. So stronger build up. We'll wait for a very clean sideways. Nothing to do. So So this 20, we have confirmed accumulation to some extent, going for momentum break 1. If we get another sideways on the 20, there we go, we do. Nothing valid. Falls back down, give me something cleaner. And actually 1, 2, kind of 3, but not really. Let this market go. Let it go. Just let it go. Gonna get a reset up here, the one that's hopefully gonna go. And of course, we're gonna gap up and not get anything. Just gonna look for this market to collapse. There we go. We're going accumulation right now. Did we collapse? Actually, no, we didn't. Right? Accumulation. 1, 2. Going for 3. I'm not really gonna consider this too. 1, 2, 3. It's not bad. Okay. Now we're starting to get a little cleaner after that flush. Push up, coming back down sideways. We did have 3 beautiful sideways, no tapping. Wait for a stronger build up. Falls back down. Can you guys guess what this market's gonna do next? I'll give you a little hint there. Okay, we capped up or down. It's all good. And hopefully we actually, I want to see this low broken. There we go. Beautiful. Now we're waiting for accumulation, probably around this point. Look at the 4 hour, we underwent no breaks down, which is kind of crazy. Wow. This is just such a weird market, yo. I think I'm gonna call it quits here, guys. This is shit market. I'm gonna have to take a little break here regardless. Yeah, it's not bad. It's all right. Undergoing accumulation, but once again, it's shit. There's no structure here. It's like we're just pushing the boundary of every edge and then, okay, accumulate. Hopefully momentum break 1, but that doesn't constitute a hold. Give me sideways for 3 candles, nothing happens. You get your sideways 3 candles, and then guess what? Your move is the gap up. So why the hell are you trading this? Hourly, we underwent accumulation. Let this thing just run at this point. Okay, we don't run, which is good for us because we get entries. We flush back down and we start getting accumulations. Strong push up, sideways to some extent. It's not very cohesive, not very tight per se, but accumulation, momentum break 1. Out of this high. 20 undergoing accumulation on the 5-minute strong push up, come back down. We actually got an entry here as well. That would have been a break BE likely. And now we're getting a strong push up. Kind of. It's aight. Whatever low's next. There we go. Nothing. Yeah, this is horrid. Horrid market. Like, what in the world is this, yo? Accumulation on to break 1. God awful. And we're just breaking down. Let this thing just fuck off. I'm sorry, but this is horrid. Who trades this? Okay, 4 hour, we to some extent broke down, but we actually didn't. So technically this is like the target we're going after. So we're still good to look for longs, but this is just shit. Wait for accumulation to some extent. And on the 20, we're actually getting that right now. I need to see a giant flush on the 20 to even do anything. Okay, accumulation going for momentum break 1, but look at this shit price action. It's wiki as hell. Sorry, Paul, but I don't know what you're trading doing this, brother. Don't trade this shit. Don't backtest this. It's not gonna, unless you're doing it to test your system, like, it's not worth it. It's gonna confuse you more than anything. Now we're getting somewhere, but okay, accumulation, momentum break 1, momentum break 2, 5 minute, wait for a strong build up, and sideways, strong build up, fell back down, fell back down. Technically we did get our sideways, but it didn't really come back to the MAs per se. Up, falls back down. Yeah, like what? It builds up, recollapses. This is shit. Honestly, so bad. Okay, we accumulate. Going for momentum break 1. On the 20, we're actually just on the edge of valid entries for me. God. Yeah. Like, what the hell is this shit? Paul, don't trade this shit, bro. Just don't. Do yourself a favor. Don't even backtest it. Like, what? What? Gap up, gap down, down, up, up. Giant gap down, gap down. Now we're finally in full accumulation given the 4 hour. But even then, it's just like, what are we doing here? 20 minute undergoing accumulation. 5 minute, we get some nice sideways. 3 candles, which we don't quite get yet. Strong push up. No entry. No entry. Low-key done looking at this. When you have to like look at a market and one accumulation 1, 2, but your range is this size, like what are you doing? No. Then you're having like fractal breaks up. Accumulation, maybe momentum break 1 within it. This is what I kind of want to see out of this market. Let's see if we get anything remotely close to what I'm anticipating. Yeah, bro. Like, no. I'm sorry, but none of this shit. Like, yeah, it does deliver, but what is this? Like a giant flush down, fractally undergo accumulation, momentum break 1. Maybe in here. Strong push up. Don't even get 3 sideways candles. Like, nah, bruh. This ain't it. Yeah, we do hit our target. But if you look at the 20, you would have been trading this. No. Let this thing just fuck off. Let it just fuck off. There we go. So we get a breakdown. We start undergoing some sort of fractal accumulation right here. On the 20 minute undergoing accumulation, chances are there's no entry here for us. There isn't. Let this thing just go. I don't care about this market anymore. Accumulation moment to break 1. And on the 20, we're actually undergoing accumulation at this point. So this is like a lot cleaner. But it's not holding anything, bro. Like you're chasing the market at this point to make anything work. 1, 2, 3, but not cohesive. 1, 2, 3, not cohesive. Strong push up. Now, 1, 2, 3, maybe, but market close regardless. We gap up because this market only knows how to do that. So we accumulate and we're going for momentum break 1 at this high. 20 minute, I need to see this thing come down further. There we go. Accumulate, going for momentum break 1. So now you can step down lower. Strong push up. Give me that sideways. Do we deliver? Nope. Fuck this. Yeah. Bro, fuck this market. Accumulation 1. Targeting this high, but what is this market doing? We build up, we fall back down, I'm not liking it. Sorry, bro, but nah. Technically, we're still holding this, so this is still the target. I need to see this low broken. This is so shit. There we go. Thank you. Now we can actually start looking into accumulation, probably even within here. Accumulate, momentum break 1. This is prime for entries right here. Strong buildup. And we just fuck off. And we gap up. Bro. Accumulation going for momentum break 1. On the 20, accumulation going for momentum break 1. But if we want to look at fractals, this is like your last point of entry. Your only entry. Yeah, no. Accumulation, momentum break 1, going for 2. We break back down. Accumulating. Nah, dude. No. If we break down below this low, I'm not even going to look at this market anymore. Accumulation 1, going for 2 on the 20, accumulating. But if anything, accumulation was down here, and this would have to come down to like here for... Yeah. Accumulated. Going for momentum break 1, and on the 20, undergoing some sort of accumulation at this point. Strong push up, give me sideways. Getting sideways here, so see if we can push this accumulation a little higher. We can't, no. Accumulation, momentum break 1, but fuck. Let me close this timer off. Okay. Nah, G, I'm sorry. I don't know what the hell you're looking at on this market. You gotta backtest things that are gonna push the limits of your system, kind of like this. But I know my system is break even if the market just ain't gonna deliver. So why am I backtesting this, you know? Like I took the time to backtest bad market conditions. And now I know under what conditions my system operates well. And this just ain't it. Like, why are we breaking up? We're breaking down. This ain't it. We had a breakdown. Dude, if we break below this low, we're fucked. And we're fucked. Nope. Not looking at this market. I'll wait for fractal reaccumulation of this market. Which we actually just get. We had a breakdown. Undergoing accumulation at this point, which just kind of did. On the hourly, we had accumulation. Momentum break 1. But it's shit. Like, bro, look at this shit. No. No. What are you trading? Accumulation 1, 2. But all this is accumulation. Like, there's no momentum behind this whatsoever. I'm gonna roll with it, but no. Accumulation right here. Give me some sideways. Fuck off. Nah, I ain't touching this shit. Okay, all this was accumulation. It didn't take a genius to figure that one out. Hey, this is shit, bro. No. Just let it go. Just let it go. Don't trade any of this ever. Ever. Like, great. Okay, we underwent. All this is accumulation, and it looks like shit. Maybe momentum break 1 all the way up here. In what normal market where I get huge returns do you see me taking entries where the ranges are this far apart. No, usually it looks like accumulation, momentum break 1, right? Not this far apart. And to really put it into perspective, you see now? This is not a clean market whatsoever. Now I'm working with a giant freaking range that spans from here to here as my hourly. Like, what are you doing? I'm surprised you wanted to backtest this. Unless you're really just testing the rigidness of your system. But even then, it's like, no. I'm sorry, but no. Hang on, I'm getting a call. Alrighty, what's up? I am back, and it has been a day or two since I started this backtest. Now, that being said, I remember I was shit-talking this pair so bad. And so I want to come at it with a very clean view again, and if I end up shit-talking it again, there's something that's really messed up here. Now, very beautiful delivery here. I'm going to just delete everything and start from scratch. Monthly, weekly. Yeah, and this is what I was just caught in. It was shit. So hopefully we have a nice reset here, but effectively we were working this giant range, which is honestly really bad. So that being said, we had, I'm just going to look at intermediate structure at this point. Breakdown, followed by beautiful breakup. So likely this is going to start some nicer delivery than whatever we were working with before. But that being said, hang on, let me just look at my notifications here real quick. My apologies. Okay, so accumulation. I'm going to consider this guy right here part of the accumulation as well. And honestly, momentum break 1 all the way up here. There's maybe accumulation, momentum break 1 and 2, perhaps. And here on the 20, we're actually undergoing accumulation at this point, right around here. So if we get a nice strong push up, we're probably going to gap up. That's why I hated this market, because we would just gap up every time. Okay, so on the 20, we did end up accumulating right over these highs. Hopefully we come back down. There we go, accumulation going for momentum break 1. Now, you might be wondering why I don't like these, and they don't really constitute a big amount of selling or enough for me to want to step down. I want to see, if you look at the best entries in these markets, they're going to be when you have a big flush down back to the MAs. Yeah, you can still get your deliveries from these points, but then you get into a point like this where there's no clear flush, and you just baseline and you chop, and then you baseline again and you chop. So I like to see a nice clear flush down like at this point, and then build back up, and then that's when you get into the market. Let me go pull up other examples here. For example, here, I'm just going to look at whatever price action we have. It does come to the MA and we do interact with it, but what happens? We get chopped out, and then we flush down, and this is where the best entries are going to be. Same thing. Like, I love it when it comes back to the MA. It's almost like trying to push down into them, and then we catapult back up. So if I show you another example, there's not really much here because these moves just gap up. There's nothing clear here. But for example, right here, we don't come deep into the MAs. Instead, we just kind of drizzle up, deliver a little bit, come back down, and then your best entry is going to be back at the MAs when we're pushing them down, pretty much. Just personal experience. It's the way I view the market. So hourly accumulation, momentum break 1 going for 2 at the high of it. We look at the fractals behind it. There's nothing there. And then on the 20 accumulation, momentum break 1, hopefully. So here we get some nice sideways. It's probably going to gap up. I was looking at an entry like this morning on the live markets, and I haven't tested anything like this, but it's where the 3 candles are almost separate. And I brought this up in another video, but we're not trading those. Okay, we have market reopen, and hopefully we have a nice baseline flush down. This is above our hourly, so we can no longer trade any of this. Just let it deliver at this point. And let it go. It's okay. It's okay. You're gonna live. Accumulation. I do want to look at something real quick, which is going to be accumulation, momentum 1, 2, 3, failed to deliver on the 4th, which is normal for us. But now the question is, at what point do I want to consider these as flushes down, right? Like, should this have been considered a flush down? We didn't break any bodies, right? So in that case, it'd be accumulation 1, 2, 3. And then you'd still be targeting this high, and this one was okay to trade. Or accumulation, momentum 1, 2, probably not that one, 3, 4, kept delivering onto the 5th. So I gotta go do a lot more research behind this and study the market a little bit, but accumulation, I'm gonna consider this part. Momentum 1, 2, 3, 4, failed to deliver on, well, technically delivered on the 5th, but then crashed down. So when we come to this market condition, it's okay. Accumulation 1, 2. Is this considered 1? 3? This would be our 4th, and we're expecting failure below this point. There you go. You get your failure, and now we're undergoing new accumulation right over this high. If we step down to the 20, we do undergo some sort of accumulation at this point. Wait for a reflush back down. There we go. Accumulation going for momentum break 1. So if we get back up here, just about now actually, accumulation, momentum break 1. So on the 5-minute, we could very likely see an entry right here. It's a little wicky. So as we clear up, falls back down, builds up, sideways. Nah, there's nothing here. Hopefully now it's clean. Build up. Okay. And we gap up. There's nothing new here, folks. Nothing new here. Okay, so we underwent accumulation on the hourly. Going for momentum break 1. Notice we had a body break, so that's why I'm okay. Not really questioning the validity of this guy. Now if we look at the 20, we underwent some sort of accumulation going for momentum break 1. But if you look at the size of this range, we're working from this high, here, from this high to this low. Somewhere right around here. That's a very large range to be taking anything and everything. So at this point, what I would do is look at the fractals of the 20, right? Because looking at the hourly and 20 align very well in the sense that this is accumulation, this is your momentum break 1. So I would actually look at the fractals within here and say, okay, any entry within this area, which is going to be some sort of fractal range. We don't really seem to get a setup. We're getting something right now, but we're pushing the limits of where I'd like to see it occur. It's just on the boundary. And we are getting... It's okay, yeah. And we just fall down. So wait for rebuilds back up, which is a push up, candle 1, 2, 3. See it, okay, break even. Market reopen. So at this point, this accumulation has been validated, and that's how I know that this is going to be the overall accumulation. But we do break back down, and we just flush down all the way. So at this point, waiting for accumulation to undergo. As long as we hold, technically it should be this slow, but as long as we hold this area, we should be good. So if we push up right into here, valid for entries. There you go. Strong push up on the right hand side of price. There's not much here. Okay. we're building whatever this is, and we just fall down. Okay, we have a nice strong push up followed by 3 sideways. Probably a break even on that candle, and we just fell off. Oh, and that was market close right on the candle. So we'll trade before market close, but not right at. We're still holding. So at this point, this is awesome. We definitely have a way cleaner market condition. And if anything, yeah, at this point we just break down. Back into the chop a little bit. But that's okay. Gives us a nice reset. Well, did we break it? I hope we did. It'll keep things very simple, yeah. So now we're undergoing accumulation, probably at around this point. On the 20, winner went accumulation. Wait for a flush down. There we go. Accumulation going for momentum break 1. Wait for a strong build up on the right hand side of price. 3 sideways candles and we're in. Strong push up. Well, that's our strong push up. And it looks like we're just going to deliver. Yep. So we do undergo accumulation on the hourly, and on the 20, it would have been really hard to catch this guy. Although it did set up quite nicely, strong push up, sideways 3 candles, but you just gap up. This is why I don't like this market. It only moves on the gaps. Like the big movers are giant gaps like this one and this one and this one. Like, yeah, you can get positioned after the fact, but that's not my kind of thing. Let it go. We accumulate, going for momentum break 1 at this point. And on the 20, we're actually going accumulation right now. You do get sideways, but it's very inconsistent, not the cleanest. And that's totally cool with me. Okay. If we get one more sideways down candle, something like this, then I am totally cool to look for an entry again. Perfect. And we're holding it though. So accumulation going for momentum break 1. So at this point, yeah. What time is it? We're about to have contract switching. So this asset is about to go crazy here in a second. There you go. So we gap down. Somehow we are still surviving this accumulation, going for momentum break 1. And on the 20, at this point, accumulation would likely be somewhere just within these bounds. We did have a strong push up, technically, but kind of. I'll have to reconsider entries because I'm seeing a lot of these double candle setups really work nice, but I want to keep it very consistent for this back test. Yep, and this asset is just going to deliver. Accumulation, and delete that. Accumulation, going for a momentum break 1. Hourly accumulation, momentum break 1. On the 20, accumulation going for momentum break 1. So a strong push up. We're getting something here. So I'd maybe set up a buy stop over this high. I know it looks a little weird. And it's the first trade we've taken in a hot minute because this market, even though it is delivering, sometimes it's just not optimized for your system. Okay. We'll just jump down to the 1 minute. Okay, this was not valid at the time. We went like way down. Looking for a strong push up and then sideways. Perfect. So we are getting that strength coming in. Accumulation. Let me delete everything. We had our breaks up, breaks back down, underwent some sort of accumulation, going for momentum break 1. And on the 20, we accumulated, going for momentum break 1, but looking at the fractals, accumulation, and also going for momentum break 1, but also, once again, this range is massive. So accumulation, that's going to be the high we're going to use. Oh, we actually have something nice here. Do we deliver? Please deliver. Okay, so this is at least a small partial, like maybe a 1 to 8, 1 to 6. Yeah, just about. Okay, I'm gonna go back. I don't think we'd deliver on this guy. I want to go do a quick top down. Accumulation, momentum break 1 on the 20. We underwent accumulation, momentum break 1. We're holding this low. And then if you want to look at the fractals within, we're kind of looking at this is interesting. I'd probably drag this down to around this high, which would be your accumulation point. Something like this. Yeah. And notice how perfect these sideways candles are. When it's more perfect like that, I'm willing to take a tighter entry because I'm understanding that price is more efficient per se. I don't know how to describe it, but price is going to respect its movement a lot more. Okay, we're at full BE. I'm just looking to manage 50% at somewhere. 50% here. Okay, take off 50 right out the gate. And then manage the rest with the 20. So I'll be willing to do 20 or remaining there. Remaining here. Okay, we do get taken out. Oh, right before the gap down too. Cool. And at this point, I just delete all of this because it seems like we're going to come and take this hourly low. Which we do. Okay. Let's take a look at the 4 hour. We're still sustaining our bullish pushes up. And we haven't broken down yet. Now we have. So we broke down on the 4 hour. That only leaves us with one choice. We only have one breakdown. So the anticipation is going to be accumulation right above this point. There you go. Chances are there's absolutely no entry here for us. You can just see it gaps up, and that's okay. So on the hourly, we undergo fractal accumulation. Gonna wait for a flush down. Okay, and we break back down. Probably on the 4 hour, this might be a double breakdown at this point. Break down, break down. I'm done looking at this market for a while. Until we break, ideally, this high. Until we break this high. And there you go. You didn't do anything in there. You're just chilling. Gonna stay out of the 4 hour until we break this high, probably this high. And likely at this point, it's about to just burst through. Hopefully. Okay. And notice, my analysis was really wrong, and I still stayed out. At this point, given that we have so many breaks down, I'm going to step back up to monthly to see what's going on here. Regular retracement, nothing crazy. Weekly, cool. Daily. Okay. Yeah. We're just going to wait for accumulation on the 4 hour. And there you go. You have some sort of money coming in. Whatever it is. And the reason I like to look at price this way is because this is when institutions are buying. When prices are cheapest. Right? So the amount of buying that had to come in to push price this high, 10% up, is incredible. And I want to take advantage of that. All right. So give me a quick second because I want to think this through real quick. At this point, given that we did have a fractal 4 hour breakup, which we hadn't had here, We didn't have it here. We didn't have it here. We didn't have it here. At this point, I'm willing to start getting involved on the hourly. Sounds crazy, but that's the way I trade. So at this point, accumulation going for momentum break 1. If we look at the 20, chances are we're going to start accumulating at some point right over this high. And I could step down, wait for a strong push up. Strong push up. This is a crazy entry right here. Crazy, crazy. So chances are I would have waited for something a little bit higher over the MAs because, yeah, I could see this one failing very easily. If we look at the 20, we did undergo some sort of accumulation to some extent. Couple options here. You can consider all this accumulation, which if I look at it is actually quite nice. Or you can consider this accumulation. I'm actually going to end up doing that. Accumulation, and then this would be your momentum break 1. So we're just going to wait for a reentry right here. This isn't half bad. Once again, instead of having the consecutive 3 candles that build a nice base, we have still 3 candles, but we have a weird gap in between them. And I'm okay taking this risk. This is when I'm okay only if I have a larger SL, mainly because I know the market isn't going to move as the way as I anticipate it. Full BE at this point. I'm going to move this just a little tighter. Okay, and we do take a BE right here. Watch it deliver. Okay, good. We underwent... I'm not going to consider this a break. So all this, at this point, I'd consider accumulation and then going for momentum break 1 right here. Wait for a strong push up, sideways, or baselining. It's a little weirder, but there's something here. It's at 3 p.m. Market closes in 2 hours. So, yeah, 2 hours and 14. Chances are there's going to be very little money in this market at this point, given that it's market close. So I'm not in this. Let it do whatever. Okay, I'm gonna delete everything. Underwent accumulation, momentum break 1. Let the thing deliver. Just let it go. No stress about it. There you go, accumulation. We're still holding over this high. So if we push up to right around here, all this area is gonna be good for longs. We step down to 20. We're working with a really large range. So at this point, all this is accumulation. This would be your last point of entry right here, where we're at. Strong push up. Started going sideways, but in a not very clean fashion. So I'd expect a strong push up and then a retracement. Strong push up. Yeah. I do like this, but no. Okay. So on the 20, we underwent accumulation. If we go one more sideways down candle right here, I'm going to be in it. Good enough. Accumulation going for momentum break 1. So on the 5 minute, right hand side price, build up, and then sideways. Okay. Once again, we just gap up. We're missing all the entries we'd normally have on a regular delivering market. Hourly accumulation, momentum break 1, going for momentum break 2, holding, whether it be this swing low or this one's broken. So And on the 20, we underwent accumulation. I'm going to consider all of this accumulation. Going from a deeper push, yeah. And then right here, any point right here is valid for entries. And we just break down. Undergoing accumulation once again. So probably an entry somewhere within here. Accumulation 1, 2. If you want to look at the fractals within accumulation, momentum break 1. And on the 20, we are undergoing accumulation at this point. Strong push up, going sideways, that's your entry. We don't know if we deliver. Hopefully we gap up. Okay. This was only 2 candles though. Yeah. For this back test, I'm doing 3 candles alone. So even though we probably would have gotten a partial out of this one, we're gonna have to let it go. And we did break down. So at this point, the 4-hour accumulation, I'd consider it at this high. Yeah. Accumulation, momentum break 1, going for 2, but then we broke back down. So at this point, I just wait for this high to break. Gonna keep it very simple. Wait for this high to break. Wait for this high to break. There we go. And now we're good to start looking for longs. Alrighty guys, I did take a very quick break to go look at live markets real quick. Nothing very too crazy playing out. I'm looking at NQ setting up right now, but we'll take a look at that here in a bit. But yeah, looking at the weekly, we didn't care about. The 4-hour, multiple breaks down, like full bearish delivery at this point. And notice we had our first fractal break up. Like your actual real momentum break, or accumulation in this case, would be right over this point. But why am I okay getting involved in this market past this point, which is just accumulation, fractal accumulation at this point? There's enough money to come in to shift money to the right hand side of price, right? Left hand side price, right hand side price. Notice under MA is moving down, moving down, moving down. All of a sudden we're moving up. That's my reasoning. If you look at the monthly, we're clearly in full, and it's this idea of creating a narrative between all the different time frames, right? And they're all going to tell you a story, right? On the weekly, we broke down once, barely, like we didn't even flush down all the way down here. And my anticipation is this high. This is my target. Is it going to deliver? I don't know. But we'll go off of what I know, which is just my experience. So at this point, I can jump down to the hourly and start looking for longs. Hourly, honestly, accumulation perhaps, or accumulation momentum break 1, going for momentum break 2. I would like this to come down just a little further though. Okay, and we miss our entry. Even if you would have gotten an entry in here, it would have been in BE regardless. There we go. That's what I was anticipating. Accumulation, momentum break 1, going for 2. And on the 20, probably along somewhere right within this area. And we fall down, and that's totally okay. Then along somewhere right within here. If we step down to the 5-minute, strong push up, we kind of do baseline right here. And this might be a potential entry for some of you. Let me look at the 4-hour or hourly. Accumulation, momentum break 1, going for momentum break 2. If you consider this a break up, which some might have, then we did break back down. And in that point, No, you can consider this a breakup. I'm gonna think about it. But if anything, I'd consider this accumulation on the hourly, given that that was a breakup. And on the 20-minute, we're looking at this high to continue for longs. It was a very short pause, so your entry would be something like this. And a low, I wouldn't want it too tight, so I do something right around here. Chances are it's going to be a very, very quick loss. There you go. Like, and then we deliver. Oh, lovely. Okay, so we take a beautiful loss. On the 20, we accumulated. Going for a momentum break one at this point. So if we get a strong push up, we're probably going to gap up. Yeah. It's just how the market loves to deliver. So we undergo accumulation. I'm just going to highlight this guy to make it clear. If we hold this low, we're going to be good for longs, and we don't. At this point, probably going to continue breaking down further. We have this fractal break up to some extent. Hopefully we do continue breaking down. Perfect. And this is going to be very good for us because we get to wait for the next fractal break up, and now we're looking for longs again. But how is this possible? Why does it make sense? Only because we are within this narrative on the monthly, on the weekly. My anticipation is take out this high right away. Could you be scalping shorts right now? Sure. But my testing has proven that's not ideal, right? Like you'd have to get quite fortunate with these. And then when they do deliver, notice how this market delivers, which is literally a straight line. There's no curvature to it. Versus a bearishness delivers. It's like boom, 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 boom. I don't know what it's going to do here, but notice the difference in delivery. One is very choppy when it goes against trend, and one is very clear when it goes with trend. So no matter where you got entered here, you made money. Versus here, if you got entered here, you got wicked out. Here, maybe wicked out. Here, maybe wicked out with this guy. Then you get a sell here, wicked out. So y'all see why I don't, quote unquote, counter trend trade. So I'm just gonna wait for money to come in the favorable direction, which is if we're looking at just giant moves, boom, 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 boom. I can consider this one big move, and my anticipation is this. Simple as that. Now that we had our fractal breaks up on the 4 hour, I'm gonna step down to the hourly and wait for this thing to start accumulating on the hourly. We did accumulate, waiting for it to come back down. Momentum break one, step down to 20. Looking for an entry right within this area. Somewhere right around here. Unfortunately, no setup presented itself, but we did end up delivering, which is beautiful. It is what it is. Let the market go. Wow, that would have been a beautiful entry. Accumulation, momentum break one. Once again, we miss our entries because it just gaps up. But chances are, if I go here, our entry is going to be push up, potential entry here. What time is it? Yeah. I'm going to turn this thing off. Accumulation, momentum 1, 2. Maybe going for 3. I wish it would come down deeper. There we go. Accumulation 1, 2, 3. Then we completely flush down and we're undergoing accumulation. And on the 20, some sort of fractal accumulation, and then maybe accumulation right now. Wasn't sideways enough. Yep, so we had our accumulation on the hourly. We did flush back down. We're undergoing accumulation right now. And at this point on the hourly, yeah, I like this as a target. And on the 20, we're getting a little wiki here, a little questionable. So I'm going to wait for accumulation right around this point. We might get set up very quickly here. What time is it? Market's probably going to gap up. Hourly accumulation is actually occurring just a little deeper here. 20-minute accumulation going for momentum break 1. So strong push up right now, and we just fall off. Hopefully we continue falling, but either ways we are still valid. We do flush back down, undergoing accumulation at this very point further down. Strong push up, come back down. I gotta reconsider my entries and what they look like. Although they have been keeping me out of a lot of really bad price action, like all this. Waiting for only the perfect entries. And once again, look, I've missed so many entries. We accumulate, wait for it to deliver. Don't like this, so I'm gonna just let it do whatever. Accumulation go for momentum break 1. On the 20, chances are there's no entry here for us. Actually, there you have it. Strong push up, sideways. I wanna take a look here. Okay. We look at the 4 hour. Very clean on the 4 hour, building back up to here. On the hourly, we flush down accumulation going for momentum break 1. On the 20, accumulation, momentum break 1, momentum break 2 at this high. But our range is this size, so I chose to look at the fractals, which if anything, I'd look at up to this point. Entries right along right here. I love to see the MAs get bought up into in alignment with this high. And on the 5 minute, we have a very nice strong push up. Comes back to the MAs, but kind of flushes down. Strong push up and is holding at the MAs with 3 candles going sideways. We know we get tapped in. I don't know how far or even if it delivers. It could just be a break even, but we're going to roll with it. So that's our low. I'll see if we can get in with a limit. There we go, we do. So immediately move to BE. Full BE on this guy. Gonna look for a 1 to 3. Okay, take off 50 here. Okay, and we do take a BE, I guess with spreads or whatnot. Notice, this is not the market to be trading. This is a bad market, and somehow we are still break even. We're just barely holding by. We're up maybe 25%. So it is what it is. Underwent accumulation, momentum break 1, but we kind of failed to deliver on it. Going for a momentum break 2 at this point. And on the 20, we underwent accumulation, momentum break 1. I want to see this low get broken to kind of reset the count. But at this point, entry here, which there was nothing, and you just kind of got to let it go. Chances are there's no entry here. 1, 2, 3. But we're above the hourly, so yeah, nothing here. Just gonna delete everything. Accumulation, momentum 1, going for 2. Let's let this thing going for 3, and on the 20, undergoing accumulation right over this high, so a nice buy stop right here, and we gap up. Our analysis is always correct for the most part, but yeah. And at this point, I'm gonna anticipate the market to just flush down. Why? Well, accumulation 1, 2, 3. If we fall back down, 3, so this would be 4. And I'd need to see price, like, yeah, there's not even a reasonable place for price to come back down to. Accumulation, momentum 1, 2, maybe 3 actually. There we go. Okay, so we are starting to flush down. And at this point, the last protected low may have been this guy or this guy, but that's too unreasonable. So what I'm going to do is ignore all that and just set this as my accumulation. Set this as my accumulation. It looks like we might actually hit one of those, but we're actually accumulating at this point. Look at the 20. To some extent, still within accumulation. So wait for a strong push up. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Okay, perfect. We do end up gapping down. Hopefully we continue going. But yeah, this is a full reset. And at this point, accumulation just within here. Somewhere right here would be great for accumulation. Oh, wonderful. Okay. What just happened here? On the 4 hour, we built up. We were targeting this high. Somehow, we are still surviving on the 4 hour ranges. And this is our protected low. So we're still chilling. And at this point, we can step down to the hourly. Did accumulate and going for momentum break 1. So I'm in for longs, even though we're in a full bearish delivery on the hourly and 4 hour. Some entry right within here for a long. Probably missed it. Falls back down. Let's see. Going sideways. Accumulation momentum break 1 on the 20. Actively underwent accumulation. Momentum 1, 2, maybe going for 3, I don't know. Comes back down, and I'd say accumulation right around this point. Getting bought up. We're taking a little pause right here. Pushes up, going sideways for 3 candles with a disconnect. So I'm interested to see how this one would play out. Chances are it's not going to play out very well, but we'll wait for a new low to be created. And we don't even get tapped in. Oh, actually, yeah, I get reflushed back down. We have a strong build up. This isn't much of a pause right there. And that's her gap up. It is what it is. Let it go. Your analysis was correct, and that's mainly what matters. You're not going to get every move. Accumulation momentum break 1. Going for momentum break 2. And notice, time between trades. From probably entry here to the next entry is going to be 2 days. And you got to be just willing to wait and sit on the sidelines. Okay. Gonna wait for a nice build up and then sideways on this guy. And we're done. We're still valid. Are we? We're still holding that low. So at this point, just wait for 20 accumulation and see if we can survive this guy. Some entry right within here. We did end up breaking that low, so we are undergoing accumulation once more. If we look at the 20, gotta let this guy go. Probably accumulation, going for momentum break 1. So perhaps an entry right within this area. And nothing there. accumulation, probably somewhere right around there. And 20-minute accumulation right around here. And we gap down. So undergoing accumulation on the hourly. Very strange, but potential entry right within here to do something more like this. Shrunk-ish, push up, sideways. But there's no money behind it. I like to see strong, big moves. And we just fall down again. We're looking at hourly accumulation, probably somewhere within here. I want to look at the 4 hour because we might start failing again. Definitely hitting some level of demand here. Not that I trade that way, but alrighty, guys. Yeah, so nothing ended up playing out on the live markets today. We took one break even and that was it. So it is what it is. Back to, I mean, that's how it goes. Our last trade, we haven't taken a trade in a really long time here. And you can just expect for the market to play out that way. So that being said, we're just going to delete everything and restart. On the 4 hour, we underwent some sort of accumulation, a buildup, a delivery, and then effectively still within this range, supporting it. So this is almost our target up here. This is our target, not almost. This is our target all the way up here. I'm just going to highlight this and make it dotted. I want to have a different line so we know what our target is. I'll make it dashed, and I'll just save this template as higher time frame target, just to keep things simple. And then we'll step down to that hourly. On that hourly, we had some sort of buildup. Now I'm going to change this guy to just a regular line. And just save as regular line. Keeps it simple. But then we broke down, and now I'm expecting accumulation right within this area. And seeing if we can get that. If we step down to the 20, currently we underwent some sort of accumulation, momentum break 1. Chances are there were absolutely no entry in here for us, so that's okay. Just let this guy deliver here. I kind of want proof of concept or proof of money coming in, which we just now had. So accumulation, maybe momentum break 1, maybe. But notice how wicky this is. The only area for accumulation would probably be right around here and an entry right around here. And we just gap up, which is even better for us. Keeps things, we always want to keep everything as simple as possible. So looking back at this, I'd consider all of this accumulation because there was no momentum behind this move, right? Accumulation, and then it just gapped up. So, or even better, accumulation and momentum. And then the momentum is encompassed by this gap right here. Okay. Accumulation, momentum 1, 2, targeting 2 right now. Accumulation right now, entry anywhere right here. And it seems like we just fall off, so I drag this further somewhere to around here. Any entry within here. Falls back down. Gonna drag this down to around here. Falls all the way down, and we break down our hourly accumulation. So now our accumulation on the hourly is going to be somewhere right within here. And we're actually undergoing that right now. We look at the 4 hour. This market's just kind of down right now. Monthly, I'm anticipating this higher target on the 4 hour. This target right here, we're still holding this low, which is good. And this is going to be our last point of accumulation on the hourly before likely we just collapse. So I'm giving it a chance here. And this area right here is going to likely be your very last point of entry for like your best entry, if that makes sense. It's going to be your best entries. Stepping down into the 20, we underwent some sort of accumulation. Yeah, I could see this. I don't like how it's sloping up, and I'd like to see it come down into the MAs. And that was it. So our 4 hour, we are no longer looking at this guy, assuming we break this. There we go. Yeah, So I'm done looking at this market. If anything, I want to see accumulation right over this high, which is perfectly fine to wait for. I want to look for accumulation over these highs, something like that, which we get. Now we can step down to the hourly and continue looking at this market. We just gapped up, underwent accumulation, momentum break 1, targeting momentum break 2 right now. And on the 20, we underwent accumulation, momentum break 1, going for 2 right now. Or if you want to look at fractally, which I will look at the fractals at this point. Accumulation, probably right at this point. Nothing really set up for us. If we look at the 20, kind of falling back down, so I'd look for accumulation somewhere within here. 5-minute strong push up on the right hand side of price, and we're done looking at this market once again. We broke back down. I'll wait for accumulation right over this high. Beautiful. Lots of money came in. Accumulation, momentum break 1. Gonna wait for the hourly to fall down. Looking at this 20, accumulation was likely somewhere in here. Accumulation, momentum break 1, looking for a long entry. One more sideways and I'm in. There we go. That's a clean entry right there. The way it just set up. So notice this. We are down bad, right? If you look at the 4-hour, I mean, why are we trading longs all the way in a fully bearish? Here, I'm going to use this instead. Break down. Not even a break up, another breakdown from here. Break up. Fractals, of course. Break down. And then on one small break up, why is it that I'm following this market long? Like the anticipation, if you're looking at just this leg right here, sorry, my drawings are so bad. Anticipation should be boom, 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 boom. This is our target down here. Why am I pursuing a long right now? Right? And once again, I want to emphasize that this all comes down to, let's look at the weekly. And actually, as I look at the weekly, we are more in a full distribution kind of mode at this point. Let's see here. Monthly, we're still in full accumulation, reaccumulation at this point, fractal. Then on the weekly, we did break down and we did just break down again. Actually, I could see this playing out. I'd like to see this pick back up. I'm still targeting that really high. I just like the monthly. The monthly, I mean, the amount of buying that's coming in right now, it'd be very unwise. Like, yeah, on the monthly at this point, it would have been worth selling. At this point, worth selling. But at this point, we're very high up. We're on the MAs. I'm still going to continue seeking longs here. So we underwent some sort of fractal accumulation on the hourly. Accumulation, momentum break 1, going for momentum break 2. On the 20, when underwent accumulation, momentum break 1 perhaps. And on the 5-minute, strong push up. I'd like it to baseline more. Notice how it didn't really come into the MAs, but just continue sloping up. There we go. Now we're coming into the MAs. There's a big difference between sloping up MAs and starting to go sideways. And then I'd do something like this perhaps. Wait for the new low to be generated. Chances are we're going to take a very quick loss here. Totally cool with that. Full position off. Okay, I'm going to take a BE there. At this point, I'm kind of done looking at this market. We just fully broke down at this point. Let's look at the hourly. Hourly, we're still good. So 20-minute accumulation. So just at this point, pushes up. Doesn't really give us an entry, so we flush back down. Yeah, I could see accumulation right around here. Strong push up. Strong push up. Comes back to the MAs. Kind of baselined. It just gaps up. That's okay. And we did end up breaking. So at this point, it's just full on delivery. It is what it is. Wow. Wow, you just missed this entire fucking move. Accumulation, momentum 1, 2. Maybe 3. And once again, you just gap up. And then 4. So at this point, I'd just be waiting for a giant collapse. Now, given that our range is probably from our last point here, so this is our quote-unquote protected low, and this is the high we're after. Like, no, what are you doing here? Even if this was your protected low, you're working with a huge, huge range. So instead of doing that, I know what my anticipated goal is, which is this high, and I know the market wants to take it out. So I'm just going to start working with the fractals within the hourly. Accumulation, going for momentum break 1. Might get a setup somewhere within here. And we just gap up. Lovely. Yeah, I mean, this market just loves to gap. Nothing we can do there. Accumulation, momentum break 1. Just let this thing go. Technically, we did break back down, so this would be accumulation to some extent. Accumulation, hopefully we come back down to here, and then we'll get some valid buys, and we don't. Just let this market go. Effectively, accumulation, momentum break 1. Go for momentum break 2. If we look at the 20, we just underwent accumulation. I'm not sure there's an entry here for us. Builds up. No sideways, 10 EM out. Like maybe, but no. And on the 20, we underwent accumulation, going for a momentum break 1, so a stronger push up, and we're just gap up. Once again, all your movers are going to be gaps up. So you got to be trading very wisely. Accumulation, momentum break 1, going for 2. Might get a reset up here. 20-minute, we accumulated momentum break 1, momentum break 2. Hopefully we have a break back down, but otherwise I'm looking at around this high for a long. And we'll just fall down. Lovely. Okay. So you guys were wondering earlier, why did I start looking at the market at this point to pursue a long? Well, I hope this answers your question. It's very simple. Okay. At this point, there's nothing to go off of. Hopefully anticipating accumulation right around here. Around here. Okay. We do get a little something that might be interesting. On the 20-minute, we underwent accumulation. Went for momentum break 1. So if we can flush back down. And then find a long somewhere right within here. Strong push up. And we fall back down. Nothing to do. Accumulation somewhere within here. Actually can move it just a little lower. Looking at this 20. Yeah. Hourly accumulation. I still do like this high. And if we're looking at the 20, broke back down. Yeah, this isn't a bad place right here. So we built up, we came down, we did build sideways. And there you go. You finally get some sort of delivery. Likely a break even with this guy right here. And then it just delivers. Gonna let this guy go. Nothing here. We do accumulate. Did just gap up. Going for momentum break 1 right now. Undergoing accumulation on the 20. So 5 minute. If we can build up, we're actually building up and going sideways and building something here. This might be something worth looking into, and I like how we're interacting with that maze as well. Take a quick look at this market, and that's why I'm anticipating longs. I want to see this guy get taken out. And on the 4 hour, we just had one breakdown. Accumulation. Momentum break up. And on the 20, we're actually starting to see accumulation of its own. Accumulation, momentum break 1. This would have been momentum break 2 on the 20. But notice how this range is really big to work with. So I'd rather look at the fractals within it. It'll give me a lot more information and keep me out of a lot worse markets. Full position off. Take a PE. Wait for a reset up. And we just fall down. We gap down. Which is actually still valid, right? Undergoing accumulation. So we get a reset up here on the right hand side of price. Beautiful. This is such a lineup right here. Not all the highs are very consistent, but they give a good narrative here. And we just fall down. Wait for a stronger push up somewhere around here. And we fall back down. So on the 20, we underwent accumulation. I'd consider all this. So wait for up to here and then back down. And the market just goes without you. Gonna happen. Gonna happen. I'll have to look into different types of entries because one more down. There we go. Accumulation moments break 1, going for 2. And on the 20 minute, I'd look for entry somewhere right within here. Entry somewhere right within here, I'd say. Wait for a little bit of sideways. Okay, at this point, we did accumulate and we are going for momentum break 1. So a nice setup within here. Strong push up, give me a little bit of sideways, get tapped in, take a PE right after this candle. And then you just take off. Lovely, lovely. Okay. I'm just going to delete these guys right here. Accumulation momentum 1, 2. Maybe going for 3. I don't know if there's an entry here for us. Push up, no sideways, push up. Come back down, building this. Probably a break even. Push up sideways, probably break even. So just let it go. I'm not going to count this as a break. Hopefully we do break down. Perfect. This is so perfect. This is where we see our best entries. Right around here, all the way up. Accumulation. Momentum break up. Coming in at market open. Strong push up. We fall off. Still supporting this low though, so technically still valid. It's just I'd look at a fractal of a fractal. Strong push up. At this point, probably stop looking at things. They're getting a little confusing. I'll wait for new hourly accumulation to come in. And we'll just fall off. Accumulation somewhere within here. Oh, and we do get that. We got the 20, we undergo accumulation, going for momentum break 1. We might have our entry right here. Strong push up, sideways, yo. If we survive this, that'll be incredible. Please survive. And there we go. That's your 1 in 50 trade runner. Wow. I'm gonna do a full top down just for you guys. Look at the monthly. I just want to see money coming in. Look at the weekly. We're so far away that doesn't matter. Like one small candle can move this much, and that's so much money. 4 hour. Notice how we're in chop. But I still get a story out of it, right? Building up, building up, building up, building up. We break down once. What's my anticipation? Boom, 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 boom. There you go. Simple. Keep it super simple. Step down to the hourly. And my anticipation is just for this, as I drew it earlier, to be that. That's all I care about. We got the hourly. We had multiple breaks up, multiple breaks down, and we have one accumulation right within here. If we look at the 20, we are currently having accumulation and momentum break 1 at this point. On the 5 minute, we had a very strong push up, coming back to the MAs but sidewaysing at the same time, and look at how the MAs are starting to slope down. Set a buy. On the 1 minute, wait for the next low. This is a nice low. Wait to get tapped in. We do. Full BE. I was looking for a 1 to 3. Since we know it, we end up going a little bit. Oh, spreads. Lovely. Spreads ain't going to do that to you, though. So what I'll do is I'll just take my partial and pretend we close the rest of the position. Take off 50 and then just take a BE on the rest. Okay, so we're up to 103. I want to see if it's gonna give me a negative. 203, 906. Yeah, like spreads took me out for a huge loss right here. That is not gonna happen. I guess I haven't seen the spreads on this asset, but that might actually happen. Okay, so we took a loss there. We accumulated. Effectively went for momentum break 1 right here. Wow, that would have been quite the winner, eh? Undergoing accumulation right over this high. 5 minute. We built up. Didn't really get the sideways I wanted, unfortunately. So I'm going to have to do a lot more research into this, because that's the only thing that's kind of stopping me right now. I mean, so many good runners all the time. Could all be... Okay, I'm going to count all this as accumulation. Momentum break 1, going for momentum break 2, looking at the 20. Accumulation right over this high. Gap down. Break back down. Accumulation. Fail to hold. Accumulation right here. Fail to hold. Undergo some fractal accumulation right now. Going for a momentum break 1 right over this high. Same is reflected on the 20 minute, so any 5 minute entry within here is valid. Strong push up. And we just break down, not even looking at this any further. Undergoing accumulation. If we look at the 20, we have accumulation. And hopefully we come back down. Okay. None of that happened. So we just accumulated on the hourly. If we hold this guy, accumulation go from momentum break 1, and looking at the 20, underwent accumulation, and momentum break 1 is undergoing right now. No valid entries to this point, but we actually are baselining, and we just fell down. 3 candles sideways. That's a good one, but that is not a valid entry. The only thing I was looking at were these guys. We fell back down, but we found ourselves again. It's a tricky one. And I don't know how to feel about it. I haven't done a whole lot of testing on that particular setup. So unfortunately, we're just going to have to let it go. Our system is dust right now. Okay. On the 20, we underwent accumulation, momentum break 1, going for 2. So yeah. Targeting this high, any entry within here. It's a big range, but we can make it work. We just have to be a little tighter with our rules. Semi-strong push-up, started to build something. Gonna wait for a stronger push-up. And it seems like we're starting to break back down. Protected lows all the way down here. So we're still kind of good. And on the 20 minute, we had multiple breaks up, but we broke back down. So undergoing some sort of accumulation right around here. Any entry within here might be suitable for longs. Okay. If anything, I choose this as the suitable area. Push up, don't really get any sideways. So I might consider doing something different, which would be stepping down to the 5 minute, or to the 1 minute within this area to look for the sideways action. We'll look into that a little bit. But yeah, this is still our target high right here. And looking at the 20. Give me a quick second. Okay. Yeah, just let this market go. Hopefully we come back down a little too far. Probably done looking at this market. We underwent a breakdown and effectively fractal breaks up, but another breakdown. I'm done until we break over this high. And maybe at this point, not quite. I'm not in for sells yet. Even though this is yelling sells, I want to see this build back up to this high. So if anything, wait for this high to build up. Delete everything. Wait for likely this high to get broken. I just need very strong confirmation at this point, which it does. So at this point, unless we break down below this guy, we're going to be good. So wait for hourly accumulation, which is actually undergoing right now. Entry's valid, and yeah, we're done. Let this market continue falling. Accumulation, and we finally get our accumulation we were looking for. Looking at this hourly. Accumulation, momentum break 1. Go for momentum break 2. Step down to 20. Accumulation just within this area, so a 5 minute. 1, 2, 3. This might be reasonable, but that's it. Yeah, I'm not liking this. Just leave the 20 accumulation right now and wait for it to come back to us. Valid entry anywhere within this region. Strong push up. Sideways, nope. Strong push up. And we're probably done looking at this guy. Undergoing accumulation at this point. Probably somewhere around here. Maybe somewhere around here. Somewhere around here. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Alrighty guys, I am back. We're just gonna do a complete read top down. There's nothing here for me to look at right now. Yeah, maybe on the weekly. On the weekly, you had a double breakdown. So this might, a breakdown. This is interesting. A breakdown. A breakdown. Followed by a break up. Followed by a breakdown. All I want to see is delivery of this high all the way up here, or even this high up here. And I just want to see something like this, and we're not getting any of that. Does that mean I'm going to start trading shorts? I don't think so. Yes, this is some level of distribution to a high amount, to a high extent. If we look at the monthly, it's still not supporting the narrative though. So I'm just going to continue on the 4 hour and see what happens here. I haven't tested a market condition quite like this. So this is going to be quite interesting and fun. But on the hourly, we do gap up and we accumulate. And we're going for our momentum break 1. If we look at the 20 accumulation at this point, if we get a little bit of sideways, nothing really, unfortunately. Oh, this is just at. Here, let me see if we broke that high yet. Okay, we'll see if we deliver. And we do. I don't know how far, but let me show you what I'm looking at here. Our entry is just ever so slightly, and I'm very strict with this rule, ever so slightly above this. We're talking less than like a quarter of an ATR pretty much. Right? Because when you look at the 20 in comparison, we're still interacting with that MA. We're under the line. Yeah, this would be probably the last point of entry for me. Jump down to 1 minute. See if we get anything fancy here. We do. So whatever next low is generated, I might do like 1 second. There you go. That's your low. Oh, we can't. So I'll see if I can do a limit, or it's right on price. There we go. So I'll do a stop here. Hopefully we see it come down further. Okay, well that didn't help, because we want to see a new low get generated. So I might just skip. There we go. So we get some sort of low. I'll go here to the 5 minute. Interesting. 1 month, 4 hour break up, targeting this high. Just gonna do this guy. And then on the hourly accumulation, go for momentum break 1. I might have to let this one go. Because at that point of entry would be far too high. Right? That was already pushing it for me. And if it builds up a new high above that, that's not something I want to be a part of. So we just have to let it go. Okay. Accumulation on the 20. Going for momentum break 1 all the way up here. But we're far too high at this point. So I'm going to start looking at fractals. Fractals accumulation going for momentum break 1. If we look at the 20, I'm looking at some sort of entry within this area. Not really a strong push up here, but we are getting something. I'm going to wait for right hand side of price, which we do get. And then we just collapse back down. If we can go down just ever so slightly. So once again, we have those entries where, yes, it does continue going. Might be a break even regardless, but coming in at market open, once again, your analysis is going to be correct like 80% of the time. We knew this high wanted to get taken. It's just, can you get positioned in a market condition like this? And this, when you do, is going to be your mega runners, like 1 to 50, 1 to 100. I often get 1 to 30s. At this point, just let this thing go. Accumulation moment to break 1, going for 2 right here. Looking at this 20 accumulation at this point. I have to start looking into a new potential entry model because once again, I'm being smart and I'm realizing, hey, I'm not taking the most out of this market. A lot of these entries are simply tap and goes, you know? There you go. We hit our 4-hour target. If we look at the monthly, it's going to start shaping back up, right? Just traverse this far. And we started looking at this market right at this break. And we were long from this point. So even if you just would have bought raw shares right now, at this point, you would have been up 15%. We didn't either. And so we're at 0 right now, but that's part of it, right? Accumulation, momentum 1, 2. Go for 3. We are getting some nice sideways. Not valid. I like to see the 3 consecutive candles. That's just personal preference from experience. But these love to go. Okay, gap down at market close. At this point, I'd be looking at the fractals within the hourly ranges. But we did end up breaking right down. So accumulation right at this point on the hourly. Stepping down to the 20, undergoing accumulation. So on the 5-minute, beautiful sideways, probably a break even. Yep, take a BE. Wait for the 20 to break back down. I think I remember taking this one live. I did trade oil last week. Right? No. We're looking at a long time ago. My apologies. I thought we were looking at this year. Okay. That was a big mistake on my end. Okay. So we undergo accumulation. This looks exactly like a setup I took on last week, and I took a BE just like this. Yeah. Beauty. Awesome. Accumulation going for momentum break 1. On the 20, expecting setups right along here. Strong push up. Give me sideways now. Fails to do so, but that's awesome because you get to stay out of most of this. Accumulation momentum break 1. Strong push up. Questionable. So one thing I might start considering doing is stepping down to 1 minute and looking for these entries. Or this is a little weird of an entry, but yeah, entries like these, man, they're so good. At this point, the 20-minute has now... I'd consider this all accumulation. So accumulation at this point. Wait for a fall back down. There we go. Accumulation going for momentum break 1. And valid entries here on our right-hand side of price. Getting something here. I'd take one long here and then call it quits. We'll see if we get a new low. We get a couple. Take a BE likely. I just want to see if we do before I... Oh boy, and we get your delivery. Wow, what a trade. And y'all saw it live before I even played price forward, that I was going to take it regardless. That's awesome though. Full BE at this point. I'm going to do 50% at that low. Let me put that there. 5 RR. Just going to keep an eye on market close. Unfortunately, it came back down. So if we climb back up here, I'm just going to take the partial there, which we're very fortunate to do. There we go. It's a little lower than anticipated, but that's all good. Take our 50 there, and then looking at the 20 to manage. The rest is still at full BE. I'm going to drag this just slightly over to protect myself. And we're out of data. Okay, I'm going to add one more day of data so we can close off this trade. Let me go here, here. And we'll go till January 2nd. Refresh. And that should be good enough to cover me. Don't understand why it's not playing forward. Huh. Well, we're having a little bug here. It's all good. It just does not want to play forward. Let's go up to the hourly. Also doesn't want to play forward. So that being said, we're going to go back and add more days to it. Maybe there's a bug with that. Oh, well, that was lovely. I don't know, it was market close. All right, so we got wicked out of that guy and like took a minus. God knows what that minus was, because it does just gap you out at that point. Took a minus 5, 8, minus 10. Well, we'll go take a look at the stats here in a second. Cool. That one hurt, I bet. Okay, it's all good. Part of the game. At this point, we break back down, undergoing accumulation. Longs anywhere within here, and we're done. All right, we did not do that well on this back test. 36%, it was pretty mundane. This was a really bad back test. But still came out green. Yeah, I mean, it goes to show, even trading a really bad system, you can still come out green. And I'm gonna go ahead and get this video posted out for, who was it? Paul? Paul, please stop recommending me shit markets, brother. This was atrocious, but at least you got to see it live. You can compare it to your back test. And at the end of the day, if you do a back test and you come out with new questions about your system, it's a good back test. You gain something from it. Personally, it brought upon some questions of my own system regarding what my entry should look like. That being said, this was awful, man. Like, what's my profitability factor? I don't even know if I have one or if this one shows it, but yeah, we had like 2 really good winners back to back, and then it was just followed by really short winners. And if you can catch one of those gaps, you're gonna do just fine for yourself. Otherwise, it was really this day that held us up, like a 17% month, not day. So it's not bad. But you can see like 1 trade a month at best, guys. And that's what you can expect. Maybe 2 in a month, 1 in a month. Yeah. It's gonna be tough at first, but good stuff. Paul, I really appreciate you, man. Thanks for sharing your equity curve with me and sharing the market so I can go ahead and do this back test. I know I shit talked it a lot, but this video is for you, man. I hope you can take something away from it. And I am hoping to actually go, let me pull up your equity curve real quick. Hang on. All right, so I cut out any revealing information from Paul just to be nice. I don't know if he wants his information out there, but this was his equity curve, one of the guys that I work alongside with. You can see some differences here. He started with a 100K account. I started with 150K. That shouldn't matter. Looking at the percentages, 36% versus 61%. So he did twice as well as I did, effectively. You can notice there's some questionable, here if I throw in my break-in threshold, some questionable trades. We had about the same number of break-even trades. He had double as many trades as I did. So win rate, higher win rate, less return for me. That's pretty okay. And it seemed like his first few months till March, April were pretty dead. And mine were, I mean, 1, 2 good trades here, but he seemed to pick up closer to the end, and mine seemed to die or perform less closer to the end. So that's interesting. 19.8 versus 19.39 IDLR. Wow, we had very similar metrics on this backtest, man. That's awesome. So it goes to show, like, we trade very similarly in that sense. So not bad. My equity curve was just a little smoother. I work on refining those things just a little bit, even if it means decreasing the overall return. When you go to an investor and you show them something a little bit more questionable, some are going to be more inclined to returns, while others are going to be a lot more others, like a lot more, are going to be heavily inclined towards just smoother price action, smoother investment. And in a way, this looks a lot safer. I couldn't tell you why, but I just like the smooth curves. I like the clean, whatever this is, right? You can tell it's definitely a lot cleaner. But very good job, man. I'm impressed how far you've come. And to be trading a market like that I was just shit talking the entire time, I think you killed it. I think you know what you're doing, man. And yeah, I think you got funded not too long ago, and you may have requested your first payout, I think is what I was saying. So I'm very proud of you, man. We're gonna make it big in this space. But yeah, that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed, and we will stay in touch. See ya.